Your squash plants may be inviting pests long before you ever see the first damaged leaf. At first, everything looks normal. Big green leaves, fast-growing vines, bright yellow flowers, and fruit starting to form. But hidden in that healthy-looking growth, a few simple mistakes can quietly create the perfect place for a pest to settle in. Crowded vines can trap humidity. Leaves touching damp soil can attract problems. Watering at the wrong time can keep the plant wet for too long. And when squash fruit rests directly on moist ground, pests often find it before you do. In this video, we're going to break down the most common squash growing habits that increase pest pressure, and more importantly, how to correct them before they weaken your plants, reduce flowering, or affect your harvest. So watch carefully until the end, because one small change in how you grow squash can make your garden easy to manage and your plants much healthier over time. And for more practical, research-based gardening videos like this, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Smart Gardening, because the next video may help you avoid another mistake you didn't even realize was happening in your garden. Number one mistake is planting squash too close together. Squash is one of those plants that can fool new gardeners because it starts small, then suddenly fills an entire bed with huge leaves and thick stems. One common mistake is planting squash too close together, especially in raised beds or small backyard spaces where every inch feels valuable. At first, the plants may look healthy, but as the leaves overlap, airflow becomes limited and the lower parts of the plant stay shaded and slightly damp for longer periods. That kind of crowded, humid space can make it easier for pests like squash bugs, aphids, cucumber beetles, and vine borer moths to hide, feed, and lay eggs without being noticed. When leaves are packed tightly, it also becomes harder to inspect the undersides, where many pest problems begin quietly. You may notice yellowing leaves near the base, small clusters of eggs under the leaves, sticky residue, chewed edges, or weak vines that seem stressed even when the soil is moist. The solution is not to strip the plant bare, but to give squash enough room from the beginning. Follow proper spacing for the variety, guide vines outward when possible, and remove only badly damaged or diseased lower leaves with clean tools. A squash plant with better airflow is easier to inspect, dries more evenly after watering, and gives pests fewer hidden places to settle. The next mistake begins with something many gardeners do with good intentions: watering. Number two mistake is watering squash leaves instead of the soil. Many gardeners water squash from above because it feels fast, simple, and harmless. The leaves are large, the plant looks thirsty, and spraying the whole plant can feel like giving a fresh start. But with squash, this habit can quietly create conditions that pests enjoy. Squash leaves are broad and slightly textured, so water can sit on them longer than expected, especially when plants are crowded or watered in the evening. That extra surface moisture does not directly create pests, but can weaken the plant's overall condition and make the garden environment more attractive to insects that prefer damp, sheltered places. When leaves stay wet and airflow is poor, the plant may also become more vulnerable to fungal issues, which adds stress and makes pest monitoring harder. You may notice pale patches, tired-looking leaves, mildew-like spots, sticky residue, or insects gathering on the undersides where the canopy stays humid. The better approach is to water deeply at the base of the plant, aiming for the root zone instead of the leaves. Morning watering is usually more helpful because any accidental moisture has time to dry during the day. Drip irrigation, a slow hose, or careful watering with it near the soil line can support stronger roots without keeping the foliage wet. Squash does need consistent moisture, especially when flowering and fruiting, but how you deliver that water matters. The next mistake is often hiding right under fruit itself. Number three mistake is letting squash fruit rest directly on damp soil. Squash fruit often begins forming low on the plant, tucked beneath wide leaves where the soil stays cooler and more shaded. Many gardeners leave the fruit exactly where it sets, especially if the plant looks healthy from above. But when squash is directly on damp soil for long periods, it can create an easy meeting point for pests, moisture, and decay. The issue is not the soil itself. Healthy soil is part of a productive garden. The problem begins when fruit stays pressed against wet ground, old leaves, or thick weeds where slugs, squash bugs, pill bugs, and other small pests can move in unnoticed. The underside of the squash may stay soft, discolored, or scarred before the gardener even realizes anything is happening. In humid weather, That hidden contact area can also hold moisture long enough to weaken the fruit skin. You may notice small chewing marks, pale soft spots, rough scars, or fruit that looks healthy on top but damaged underneath. A simple correction is to gently lift developing squash and place dry straw, clean mulch, a small wooden board, or a breathable garden support underneath. Keep the area around the plant clean, remove fallen leaves, and avoid letting weeds create a damp hiding layer. This small habit makes inspection easier and helps the fruit stay cleaner as it develops. It will not remove every pest from the garden, but it does reduce one of the easiest places for trouble to begin. The next mistake is about ignoring the undersides of leaves. Number 4 mistake is ignoring the undersides of squash leaves. Squash plants can look perfectly fine from a standing distance. The upper leaves may appear green. The flowers may still be opening, and the vines may continue spreading across the bed. But many pest problems do not begin where gardeners usually look. They often start on the undersides of the leaves, hidden in the shade where the surface is cooler, quieter, and harder to notice. Squash bugs, aphids, whiteflies, and other small pests often settle under the leaves because that area gives them protection from direct sun, wind, and quick visual inspection. Egg clusters can sit along the veins, and tiny insects can feed for days before the damage becomes obvious from above. By the time leaves begin yellowing, curling, or showing speckled stress marks, the pest pressure may already be building. A good habit is to inspect squash plants slowly, especially in the morning when leaves are firm and easier to lift. Look beneath several older leaves near the base, check the stems, and pay attention to any sticky residue, bronze-colored eggs, tiny moving insects, or sudden leaf wilting. You do not need to panic or spray at the first sign of activity. Start by removing visible egg clusters by hand, pruning badly damaged leaves when necessary, and improving airflow around the plant. Regular inspection turns pest control into observation instead of rescue. The earlier you notice small changes, the easier it is to respond with calm, practical steps. The final mistake is about letting old plant debris stay too close to your squash. The last mistake is leaving old leaves and garden debris around squash plants. Squash plants naturally shed older leaves as they grow, especially near the base where sunlight becomes limited. A few aging leaves are normal, but one mistake that quietly increases pest pressure is letting dead leaves, broken stems, weeds, and old fruit pieces collect around the plant. This debris can create a shaded, protected layer right where many pests like to hide. Squash bugs, beetles, slugs, and other garden insects often use these areas for shelter during the day. When the base of the plant stays cluttered, it also becomes harder to see early warning signs like egg clusters, chewed stems, soft fruit spots, or sudden wilting. The problem is not that a garden must look perfectly clean. Healthy gardens still have mulch, soil life, and natural organic matter. The issue is unmanaged debris sitting directly against the squash crown and lower stems. When old leaves stay damp and press into the soil, they can hold moisture, reduce airflow, and make inspection more difficult. A better habit is to check around the base of the plant every few days. Remove dead or diseased leaves. Pick up damaged fruit. Pull weeds that crowd the stem, and keep mulch slightly away from the crown. Compost only healthy plant material, and discard heavily pest-damaged debris away from the growing area. This simple cleanup routine helps you notice problems earlier and keeps the squash bed easier to manage through the season. Good squash growing is not about doing one dramatic thing. It is about removing the small conditions that allow pest pressure to build quietly.